Hey, what's up? It's your girl X.
Hey, I'm Aziza, aka Z, and this is the Dial Tone.
So it's only us two today, and we are going to be talking about women versus women. Let's get into it.
All right, so for the tone of the day today, we are going to talk about what's been coming up recently on our timelines. And one thing that has got me out my box
Mhm.
is the fact that I saw a video on TikTok where this woman, her name was Sarah Carmeline, Carmela King, something like that. She was in New York City. She works for the New York City Health Center, and she literally tried to steal this black man's bike. He'd already paid for it,
Yeah,
like with his card, and she just kind of decided she was gonna bum rush into him and be like, "This is mine."
I
And in
saw
the
that.
process, he didn't let her have it, and then she started to scream for help,
And
help,
then there was
help.
like a white man behind them, like, I mean, just give it to
Just
her
give
or
it to
something
her.
like that.
And
And he don't even know the
why?
situation.
But this white woman is screaming for help, help, help,
So it's a
help.
problem.
And so it's a problem. And what gets me is that like she doesn't even deserve an Academy Award for this, like for this level of acting. It was horrible. Like it was giving false distress. Like the whole time it was giving false distress. I don't even know how anybody looked over and was
Drugs? Did you just come off work on drugs?
like,
Because it
honestly,
was giving drugs.
it was. And she just literally just was gonna keep going. And I mean, you know what? I'll give her this. She did not break. She did not break.
She really believed it was her bike, though.
Like, but here's the thing. I love the fact that he was like, "No, I paid for it," and the guy that came up to try and I guess assist her, was literally like, "Hey, just give it. I've already paid for this. What
Yeah.
is that level of entitlement? Like,
Whew.
how do you believe that I should just sacrifice things that are mine for
Because
you?"
this white woman said so. Yeah, that's giving real weird.
And then you got the audacity to sit here and think that like you're not going to be reprimanded for this. Like I heard that the New York City Health Center is like doing what they should do.
Mm,
um, we don't know any full details yet, but it's crazy that this man could have been unalive. These
that's
boys
very
could have been
true.
unalive. They could have been sent to jail for harassment when she was the one with her elbow into his stomach trying
Mm.
to get him away from this bike.
But it's the same old story over and over again.
I think, and the funny thing about it is, I find it crazy that we get gaslit on the internet, in the news, that this isn't happening, that this doesn't exist,
Right.
that these things don't show up. And then when we catch it, it's like, oh, it's just an anomaly. It's
Right.
just, this is just one person. And then you get, like I said, the gaslighters on the internet who are speaking from the individual's perspective, not from the whole. And they're like, it's not me. I didn't
Hmm.
do that. So you can't say you hate all white people. You can't say that it's all white people. You can't say that we're all racist.
Hmm.
Well, you're condoning it. When you don't stand up against it, when you're not saying this is wrong, when we're showing you it's wrong,
Right.
and instead your first inclination is to literally come at us and say we're wrong for calling it out and that we're playing the victim.
Mm. Make it make sense, Jesus.
How am I playing the victim for calling out wrongdoing?
Exactly.
Like I don't understand how that's me playing the victim. Well, don't like I had this one girl get told, just drop the black thing.
What does she mean by that?
What do
I
you mean?
think it's,
Just drop the black thing. How do I just drop it? Like
oh, wow.
on like really? Like
Oh,
I don't know. I don't
it's
know. And I
the
just find it
audacity for me.
it is because then she came and she told me that the guy who told her that said you should just drop the black thing. He came and said you're beautiful, and she was like, so what
Yeah,
you're saying is that I'm beautiful despite being black? Like
that's nasty, and that's a turn off
exactly. And it's like the level that you have to have of bass in your throat
to even
to even
say those
say that.
words and think that that's okay. Like, I'm giving you a compliment. Ugh.
That's
Bye.
not a compliment. Like, drop the black thing, you're beautiful.
Oh, wow. Well, let's move on to our topic of the day, which is women versus women. Let's talk about it.
So, as women, we know that we should be on each other's sides. There shouldn't be a situation where another woman sees another woman and she doesn't help. I have been in bars and I'll never forget, I got a guy who was talking to me and he literally was like, I'm gonna get you a drink. And I was like, oh, thank you. We're standing at the bar.
Mhm.
He goes to the bar on the opposite side of the bar and he gets,
Feel weird, giving me creep. Mhm.
okay, he gets my drink, comes back. I'm looking crazy holding my drink because I'm like,
What did you do?
like, I don't understand why you had to go all the way over there to get my drink, but that's
Right.
not fitting right in my sneaker. So I was like, I turned to the bar, and there was this white girl bartending, and I looked at her, she looked at me, and I just leaned over and I was like, hey. And she was like, yeah. And I was like, the guy over here, he got me a vodka soda. Um, if you could just, swap it out for me. She was like, what's going on? I was like, "You go all the way my
Mhm.
drink. She said, "All right." And she grabbed my drink, dumped it, made me another one. I said, "Here you go." And I had
Mhm.
my drink. Now that is women helping women. That is
Yeah.
us knowing that if they won't protect us, we have to protect us. But
Facts.
the thing that I've noticed is that that's not really a common occurrence outside of that setting.
Mhm.
Like we all know the dangers in that situation. So it's
Right.
like second nature for
To
us
be like,
to,
oh yeah, I got you.
I got you, you know what I'm saying? But when you got Karens on the street, it's not the same
Mhm.
situation. When you've got, a man who's cheating on his girl, that's not the same situation. All of a sudden, it's the girl versus the girl, it's the woman versus the woman.
Yes,
And
I never understood that because I'm a girl's girl. Like, if that situation comes up, it's the dude. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going at the woman.
like, I don't see how it's her fault for him giving her the attention.
Right.
Like, I understand that she tried it, but let me tell you something. If you tried and you can achieve it,
That
that's
ain't my
not your
man.
problem. That's not my man. You get
It's
what I'm
not
saying? Like, it's
the
not, I'm not
same.
mad at you for being who you are, that you were able to entice him.
Right.
But it becomes this whole like drawn out, oh, I hate this bitch. You don't even know this bitch. Like, she's a home wrecker. Is she? Or is the home wrecker sitting in your home?
Mm, facts.
Like, you want, we always, those are the terms we use. Oh, they're a slut, they're a whore, they're a home wrecker. Who's really the slut and the whore?
That's allowing this to happen. Because what does she owe me? I don't even know you. I mean, it's
I
different
don't
if it
even
was
know
like
you.
my friend. That's a different story. But if I don't know you and you out here doing, foul, it's my dude who I'm getting on.
Now it is now you like you said, it is different when it's your friend. If your friend is stealing your man,
It's a different
you gotta
story.
check, you gotta check both of them.
Now it's women
Okay.
versus women.
Okay. For real, for real. Like I
Right.
said, I'm not there is a level we in their line we don't cross as friends, or you should not cross as friends. But there's a lot of petty people out here in this world. And I say that knowing that there's petty people out here in this world who will do just that because they jealous.
And let's talk about like why it's so difficult, maybe just for me to make friends like as I'm getting older, like women friends. And I'm not the type of person to be like, oh, I can't be friends with no girls. I got a bunch of dude friends, which I mean, that's cool if that's you. But I actually like, having friendships with women. But I find it to be so hard.
I think the issue that I have, and I feel the same way, I think I just don't trust women. And I don't trust men
Oh,
too. But I know that I don't trust women far more than I do trust men.
wow.
Like, because my whole life I've never been a follower, and this is gonna sound so sad, but I never had real friends growing up, especially not female friends.
Mm-hmm.
Because for some unknown reason that I still to this day have not really truly understood, they didn't like me. And a lot of times it ended up being difference of opinion. And all of a sudden now I'm the unpopular girl that can't get no friends, who nobody wants to hang out with. You know, I've had girls personally gang up on me to, make sure my life is a hell
Mm-hmm.
because I disagreed with them at one point in time. Or
Mm-hmm.
because a guy they might have liked showed me just a little bit of attention. And now all
Mm-hmm.
of a sudden, oh, Z can't be cool. Z can't be popular. Z can't be in the clique. She can't do this. She can't do that. We're not cool with her. And I'm like, I didn't do nothing to you. Okay,
Right.
cool. And so now that I'm older and I'm not in a setting where, I'm surrounded by a bunch of different females at all
Mm-hmm.
times,
Mm-hmm.
finding a friend is hard. Like I found three of the best women I've ever known at my last job, and they're amazing. I call them my Sex in the City crew. Like we all took a character. I'm Charlotte. I just found this out. And we are like we're great, but that took me till I was 31 years old to find.
Mm.
Like I could not. I tried and failed on multiple occasions between having girls who used me, girls who tried to control me,
Mm.
girls who tried to manipulate me, just whatever it took to allow them to, I guess, maybe feel better about themselves or to enjoy themselves more around me because maybe I wasn't, exactly their cup of tea. Because I know
Mm.
I'm a little weird, I'm a little out there. I'm
Mhm.
definitely not your stereotypical girl. I'm not. But, I think I have a lot to bring to the table.
Right. I
So,
think with
yeah.
me, I'm like a people pleaser to a fault. I'm trying to work on that. But like when I get into friendships, I kind of let them take the lead. Like if we go out somewhere and I might not be having the best of time, I'm just gonna make the best of it. Do you know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah, no, same.
I allow their personality to flourish, and then I basically conform to whatever it is that they got going on. Whether it is to just keep the peace or just, be even kill, I'm not really sure, but eventually that just doesn't work because I'm not really enjoying myself. So I'm like, what am I even doing
No,
this
I
for?
feel that. I used to call myself the chameleon because I could fit in anywhere. You know what
Mhm.
I'm saying? I will conform. I may not follow your lead because like I said, I'm just not a follower. But I will conform for the moment and be a part of the group if I'm
Mhm.
allowed in.
Right.
And that was my thing. I could just flitter from group to group to group, and these were the people that I call friends. But like I said, having people that I know I can be comfortable enough to be like, hey, can we get the hell up out here? Like, what's that song by Alyssa Cara?
Even know who Alyssa Cara is.
I you I would rather be at home all by myself, not in this room with people who don't
Oh
even
yeah.
care about my well-being. That one,
Oh, I didn't know her
that
name. Yeah.
song was my anthem for so long because I understood I would much rather be in the corner by myself,
Mm,
you know, than sitting in a room with people who don't give a shit about me.
I get that.
I'd rather be at home on my couch smoking a blunt, listening to some good music, and vibing and talking about taking over the world with people who actually care about me than
Mm,
being at a party where a guy I don't want to talk to is going to try and hit on me, where girls who are going to be jealous of me are just going to be giving me the stank eye or talking shit about me behind my back. I would much rather, which
yeah.
is why when it comes to being a woman, I know that it's so hard for me to find true friends, like
Right.
true people that I know I can be around because women have been conditioned for
Hmm.
eons to see each other as competition. And this is white, black, Puerto Rican, or Haitian in every culture
And
we
I
have been.
hate it. I hate it so much because I'm just like, let's just all get along. Like, it's not even nothing about that. We all have our own unique beauty about us. Like, we're better together.
Rise of the
So
matriarchy,
annoying,
y'all. Like,
girl.
I mean, I feel like the issue, and this is the biggest one, is that because we are taught from birth that like our main purpose is to find a man,
Mm,
every woman knows that to get a man, you got to be the best woman there is around in your mind
mm-hmm.
and to whatever men you're trying to get. Problem is that with the different races and with the different stereotypes that men like to project onto us,
Project. Mm-hmm.
there is so much that we can't live up to. Like men act like we ask for a lot, but we don't. They're asking for a lot. And
And
then
then be
because
saying, "Oh, I don't even want that much." Like, let's
so
be
you want a
realistic.
whole nanny, a house cleaner, a sex fiend, okay, a mother for your children, and a hard worker. I'm sorry, there's a lot of jobs in there. A lot of jobs in there. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
And most women, we just need a man who's gonna be good to us,
Spend time with us.
spend time with us, and hopefully help us take care of our kids. Like those are the real like requirements. You know what I'm
Period.
saying? Like in the story. We don't ask you, can you cook? Can you clean? We're not up here trying to figure out,
But we should.
we should.
I'm
Like
getting
you
to
should
that point. Like, we should.
like I want to be like, can you cook and clean? Because
Right.
I'm gonna be working all day and sometimes you might need to come home and cook. So is that a thing for you?
Honey.
Like we are not like, and that's the problem with our current generation. And it's not really a problem. It's so much so is that we found our voice as women, but
Mm-hmm.
instead of banding together truly, we're still individually finding our voice.
Right.
And with the takeaway of Roe versus Wade, and to realize that there is a war on women, it
Mm-hmm.
is about time that the matriarchy decide to stand up. Like we are no longer in a place where we can be the meek, the mild, the complacent.
Nope.
We are amazing as women. Women are amazing. We are stronger than men. Don't let them bullshit you because if you put them those what is it the baby the labor pain
Oh yeah. Good
machines
Lord,
on the men,
please.
watch them buckle. They talk about,
Girl.
oh, I'm so strong, I can do anything. You can't even handle regular cramps. Sit down.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like we need to realize our power, realize that we are awesome, and that together we are awesome. Like it doesn't matter
But I don't
what
think
race you're
they
from.
want us to.
No, they
It's
don't.
like the same, like the white people don't want the black people to realize how powerful we are, how better we are together. And I think men don't want women to realize that power as well.
Yeah, that is exactly right. That's the reason why, like,
So
I
that's why
remember
they
when,
try to keep us down, complacent. Oh, you're not in your feminine energy. Because usually all that really means is you're not acting weak enough, in my
yeah, yeah, that is exactly what they're saying. And that is it's such, it's an affront to womanhood to say that my feminine energy is a weak energy, that it's a soft energy, because nothing about being feminine is soft or weak. There are things about us that are pleasantly soft, but
opinion.
not weak. You know what
Yeah,
I'm saying? Like we are meant to look appeasing and appealing to men. That's fine, but that doesn't make us weak. Being pretty doesn't make you weak. You know
exactly.
what I'm saying? Like, and that is the thing that we as women, we have learned to accommodate men so much because we were taught, like I said, don't do this because a man won't want you.
Hmm.
Don't be like that because a man won't want you. I don't know. My mom told me I got a Power Ranger onesie. I'll never forget her telling me in the Target checkout line, "How you gonna get a husband with that?" And I was like, well, whatever husband I get gonna like it. Like, like what you mean?
Exactly.
Like if he can't understand that, hey, I love the Power Rangers and I'm gonna rock this onesie to the day I die, then he ain't the
He's
one
not the
for me.
he's not the man for me.
Like
Exactly.
I don't understand. It ain't like I'm walking down the street in this onesie. But if I'm at home in my bed or at my house relaxing and I'm in my onesie, you best believe if you can't understand that and get with it, then you can get gone.
Our primary goal in life should not be to get a husband.
No, it shouldn't. But that's, I mean,
It's
I think
cool.
but what's so it's petty because really it's a blind conditioning from the princess movies to our books. Everything surrounds either a woman being, that Cinderella locked in somebody's tower,
Mm-hmm.
or being the girl that the guy picks. It's always like like I remember watching shows as a teenager and just hoping that these moments would happen for me because this is how your mind is formulating the world as you see it.
Mm.
And you're grasping onto the hope, the dream that a man will treat you this way because that's what is being projected at you over and
Right.
over again.
Right.
And so, because of this, like I said, we see each other as competition. The reason I realized that the reason a lot of times why I wasn't liked by girls, probably because I was really pretty, but I was weird and weird enough that you could get mad at me and tease me for that weirdness, despite the
Yes.
fact that I
Oh
was
my
pretty.
God. That was my life for sure.
Like you could tease me for being weird and
Yeah.
not that because you couldn't get on me for being ugly. So you had to tease me for something. And the best way to do it was to tease me for how weird I was because I wasn't like you, because I didn't do that, because I didn't do this. And
Mm-hmm.
therefore I couldn't be the norm. And that's what made me unattractive.
Mm.
And that type of spitefulness is what is taught. You know what I'm saying? It's taught to all of us that you got to get the upper hand on these girls. Be the prettiest girl. That's why all these girls wear makeup. I remember when we were in middle school and high school, makeup was literally the worst thing you could do, and we always failed. Like none of us was out here slaying like these 12 and
Mhm.
13-year-olds are
Oh, it's
today.
crazy now. I
Like
mean,
they
I
are
went
beating
to
their
a
face with God.
private school, so we couldn't even wear makeup. So that wasn't even a thing. But right now, these girls looking like they 25. I'm like, how old are you?
Okay?
Like 12? Like what?
Like you got 12 and 13-year-olds running around with midriffs on, wanting to get belly button rings. And yeah, we all did. And because of the way society is going, the freedom of children and being able to express yourself is fine. But you have to look at the fact that 12, 13, 14-year-olds running around looking like they're 19, 20 is a problem because there are rules in certain states where 12-year-olds can get married. And to who? Not other 12-year-olds for sure.
Mm,
Not,
mm,
they're not giving their 12-year-old sons to these 12-year-old girls. They're giving their
that's
30-year-old
very
men
true.
to these 12-year-old girls because
True.
men are brought up to believe that not only are we an object to be possessed,
Mm,
but that it is inherently our birthright to fuck them.
mm.
Like that's the reason why you get boys acting the way they do all through middle school and high school, treating us like trash, basically stealing girls' virginities with the "you love me, don't you?" Okay, and because in their minds, they're right. Meanwhile, they're getting told that what's really what they want is that virginal girl that hasn't had too many guys,
Mm.
who isn't all out in the streets. But that's the same. But that opposite is what you go out and fuck. I had a guy tell me to my face that yeah, he's like I can. He's like I can go do whatever I want. He's like, but I'd rather have a girl who doesn't have a high body count.
Yeah, I
So
think that's
you
what they
can
believe.
like
Ah,
and so like all these misconceptions about not only gender roles but like our understanding of ourselves and our place in this world is what causes women to be against women. Like we
mm,
could even all have the same thought process of yes, I would rather be able to abort my rapist's baby, but you have men in their lives who are telling them no.
mm-hmm.
And because I'm a woman who has to adhere to men, because without a man, who am I? What am I? What do I do? I don't know what I'm gonna do. And there are still
Very
women out there
true.
who are like that. Now, I'm
Yeah.
not saying that's all of us. It's not. But
Right.
there are still women out there who believe like that. Like I saw it when Hillary Clinton ran for president. There are women out there. I don't think a woman should be president. It's not her place.
Mhm.
Women
Brainwashed.
saying it. Like
Brainwashed.
exactly. And that level of indoctrination and brainwashing is why we are so against each other because we cannot see the forest for the trees. You know what I'm saying? Like we cannot see each other and realize that not only if we were united, we could truly stand against them, but that together we are better than them.
Right. It's
Like,
crazy. My dad, he shared this video from TikTok. I don't know. I think it was TD Jakes. I'm gonna say it was TD Jakes. If it's not, I'm sorry. It was some pastor basically saying how women, basically he was saying how women are getting too powerful, taking on the man role, not needing a man, making more money than men, and how this is an issue.
it's always been a war on women to keep women down. I mean, look at the witch hunts. Like, if and it was just about being an outspoken, free from marriage woman. If you didn't prescribe to getting married, if you were free in your own sexuality and had control of it, weren't a prostitute because they weren't burning the prostitutes.
Mm.
They were burning the women that were like, no, I'm not gonna fuck your dirty ass.
Because they still
Like,
were using the prostitutes.
it's still
It's
using the
just
prostitute.
all the crazy shit that happens. You can whittle it on down to men.
Um, to
God,
men at the end of
it's just
story. And that's what's so crazy is that even between us, if you take it down to the base root, and it's that men control everything. Even how we look at ourselves and view our own bodies as women is up to the scale of what a man thinks we should
oof,
look like.
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like to the point that I'm so glad that women like Lizzo exist because yes, you're still sexy. Yes, you're still a bad bitch. Like, don't let nobody tell you just because you're not their archetype of a bad bitch that you're not a bad bitch.
But it's still crazy because it'll be like, I'm a bad bitch as far as Lizzo is concerned because these dudes are telling me I'm a bad bitch. So it still comes down to the acceptance of men and their standards. Because it's always gonna be like, you don't know how many men in my DMs telling me they want a big girl, da, 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 da. Like if we're still talking about men.
So, like, I love the Black Israelites. They crack me up. They come out the pocket with women. They were like, women can't do anything. And it is your place to stand behind your man. And I'm like, what? Nah, B. Like, I'm not standing behind nobody, number one.
Who came up with this? You know it was a man.
Like, no, honestly, like, even the Bible, I'm over here, like, I have to reevaluate Eve's story because I'm like, what really happened? Because I just don't see it being our fault completely. Like,
Girl, who wrote it? Was
who
it
wrote
a
this book?
man?
Was it a man?
What we're trying to say is we're not bashing men, love men, whatever. But we're just stating the facts. Women against women comes down to men.
End
Period.
of story. That's just the way it is. It's not my fault that you weren't raised correctly. Okay. It's not my fault that your mother coddled you. And it's not my fault that you're still looking for a mother because of that. Okay.
Mm,
I shan't be your mother. I have a child. Thank you.
period. Well, this was a very good discussion, I think, that needed to be had. Um, so leave your comments below if you agree. If you disagree, let's talk about it.
Let's talk about it. See you guys next time. Bye.